How powerful is Cox Internet? Powerful enough to let your band members in Vegas, Phoenix, and Rhode Island jam like you're all in the same garage. Get Cox Internet powered by fiber with America's fastest download speeds. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, always building better. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial connection. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
Hey, Mel. Bri here. Gotta work from home today because the whole family caught a nasty.
Daddy!
Hey, Mikey! If you're gonna puke, find the popcorn bowl! But my availability is 110%. Coincidentally, so is my fever. Kidding. Mel, I'm so cold but hot. But I'm gonna get you that budget just as soon as... Mikey! Popcorn bowl!
Press 1 to use Instacart and get your family's sick day essentials delivered in as fast as 30 minutes. Press 2 to keep working. Do not press 2. Just use Instacart, Brian.
I'm Tony Kornheiser. This is my show. My friends come on. We talk about basketball now, golf, and the metronome of your life, baseball. Whether it's opening day, the big tournament, or one of the majors, we have the best to preview it and break down just what happens. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Stand by for an urgent bulletin.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
I don't get it. I'm flustered. It's like we're talking two different languages. My God.
Now I'll explain it so even you can understand it.
Jeff Lutz.
Are you okay? You might need to go with Duda to the doctor later.
In an insane society, the sane man must appear insane.
And Jason Duda. For today, anyway.
True, I got to give him a point there. Although it was wrong, he's doing all right. I'll let him leak out for a little while.
Me so sorry. Oh, so.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Strap yourself in and feel the cheese.
All right, we are back. Hour number 2, the Bob and Jeff Show here on KFH Radio. Bob Lutz, Jeff Lutz, Jason Duda in as we finish the week with the three-man booth. 869-1240 is the hotline if you'd like to give us a call. Max Power.
Good?
Producing and engineering. Duda's mowed today, and he seems to be catching up with him.
Yeah, the wall is here.
He's hit it.
The wall is right there.
Usually about 3 o'clock every day, it seems like.
Yeah.
You got the push mower, or do you have a riding mower?
No, I got the push mower. A riding mower. I'm a former minor league hockey player, Bob. We push mower.
If you come out and live by us, we'll let you use the tractor.
No. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that might be
Oh, that's an incentive.
What about the dogs? Well, then they could do this is going to sound weird, but you know, every time I go and mow, my dogs go outside and they both have to crap. And it's always right in the path of where I'm mowing, and it drives me nuts. Every single time. Every time.
That's their trigger.
It is their trigger.
They want to go on that non-freshly
They like
cut.
that mowing that you do once a month.
It drives once a month. Holy. This is coming from the guy who's...
Holy.
Holy.
Hey, my guy will be here Monday.
See, there you go. My guy will be here Monday, he says.
And my person who takes care of the shrubbery and the trees and all that, she'll be here next week as well.
Can I ask what you being a minor league hockey player
I want to go into
has
this.
to do with
Jeff,
not having a push mower?
I don't like it when you do that.
Okay, it's the cost. I get it.
I'm talking to Duda about some of my
he doesn't care.
Luxuries. Oh, I'm tweaking it. You know what? We have a great rapport when we do this show alone.
It's good that you got that, but, you know, for me, it's good that I get out there and do it.
Of course it is.
It's good for me health-wise, mental.
Yeah, you got time to think. I mowed until I was 50, and I couldn't afford a riding mower either. But my push mower stopped being effective in the grass I have here. I couldn't get it through it, so it was either hire somebody to do it or go buy a riding mower. And I just decided, you know what? I've mowed long enough in my life.
Done.
My dad didn't let me do a lot of things, but he certainly let me mow.
Yes. Did you let Jeff mow?
He did let me mow occasionally.
Not much. He didn't want to. I didn't have a choice.
I don't want to do much of anything, so it's not. It's not.
I actually enjoyed mowing.
I don't mind it
when I was a kid.
Once I get out there, it's kind of like quiet. It's an hour and a half, 2 hours takes me, and it's just kind of go.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with mowing.
And a lot of times I'll go like 45 minutes and not know. I don't think I had a thought in my head.
Do you do the trimming and the edging and
Yeah.
all that?
Yeah, and then you got to get the blower out, and yeah, I do all of it.
Oh, good for you.
You don't just cut the grass and then be like, okay, see
Well,
ya.
back in the day, that's what I did.
I kind of did too, tell you the truth.
Now, if you live in a decent neighborhood, you got to make sure, and anybody who mows ought to make sure that they,
Might as
do
well
some
make it look
trimming and
good.
edging and
Spend an extra half an hour and just get it done.
make it look good.
And then
And
you're good.
my guy does a great job.
That's good that your guy does a good job for you.
He does a fine job. Anyway, taking care of a house, a lot of maintenance goes into it.
Jeff,
Not easy.
You just got the tractor. You just hop on and go.
No, he doesn't hop on.
Shannon likes to do that.
In other words, I don't like to do it.
She does enjoy it, so I got no problems with it.
Well, yeah, there you go.
I figured out my whole life while you guys were talking. Why I was bad at school, why I don't like chores.
Okay.
Everything.
Why is it?
I don't associate home with work. I'm out there working hard when I'm at work. When I'm at home, I don't want to be doing anything that requires effort. I think that's been the story of my life.
So you don't help with the dishes?
I help with the dishes. I do stuff. I cleaned up the other day around the house a little bit. So I do some stuff, but it's just not my cup of tea. It's not like I'm trying to push it off on somebody else. It's just,
Home is
it's
quiet
hard
time.
for me. Exactly.
Home is quiet time. That's how I am too. I mean, I
Yeah.
do stuff, but if I'm at home, I just want to have a quiet. I don't want to have to do something all the time.
No, you don't want to do something all the time, but you got to take care of the
Well, of course you do. That's what I'm
home
saying.
responsibilities.
That stuff's fine.
So, one of the things that made your day yesterday great was Iowa State could not get it going.
And the thing is about that,
for 40 minutes.
before we get into the game itself, I just want you. I was so ready to eat those sardines, and I was going to do it. I wasn't going to complain about
You were
it.
backing out
I wasn't.
yesterday.
I was going to do it with
Was
a
he
smile.
backing out yesterday?
yeah.
With a smile on my face, I was going to do it. And sorry you guys didn't get to experience that, but
So
Why
Illinois
don't you
is
do it
the
anyway,
next.
then?
nah, I'm good.
Illinois is the next victim for UConn, as Iowa State would have been. There's nobody that's going to beat UConn. I'm not alone in saying that. That's not a novel thought. But they are so dominant.
They have to play really poorly to lose.
Alabama beat North Carolina in a really good game. Boy, that was a good game. But Alabama's not going to beat UConn. Clemson beat Arizona in another really good game. Now it's Clemson, Alabama. Nobody had those two teams
Fun little game, though.
in the Elite Eight. So I lost North Carolina, and I lost Iowa State out of my Final Four yesterday. I believe you lost Iowa State.
Iowa State.
And who else did you have in the Final Four?
Arizona.
You lost Arizona.
I thought Arizona was going to win it all.
So tonight we got NC State Marquette. We've got Gonzaga Purdue. I'm really looking forward to that game. I hope it lives up to my expectations. I'm really looking forward to Duke Houston. And I'm really looking forward to Creighton and Tennessee. Not so much North Carolina State and Marquette, although NC State's a great story here. They might be the best story
Probably.
left in the tournament.
Well, and they're trying to do what I said to you the other day that you said you were going to fact check, but you never did. I'm sure that the last team to win 5 in a row, then go win the tournament, was UConn in 2011. They have a chance to do
Where'd
that.
you hear that, by the way?
No, I remember it because I remember it.
It was
because there
Kimba.
That's right, Kemba Walker. I just remember
that
that
triple
I remember that
overtime
tournament.
game, right?
That's remarkable memory.
Well, and it's probably one of the only ones I have, but I remember that.
Well, good for you.
And there's a couple other reasons why.
Oh, really? You bet on it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, God. See, and you probably bet several prop bets.
In 2011, was that a thing?
When you're in Vegas, you can do whatever you
No,
want.
of course it is, because I know, because I'm a FanDuel.
Yeah, you're Mr. Fan.
You know.
Thank you.
I mean,
Yeah, I
you
get
know.
it. I know. I remember back then.
Oh, brother.
You're the man.
So, a good day of games coming up tonight in the NCAA tournament. And then I'm going to ask you to pick these two winners tomorrow, if you would indulge. Illinois, Connecticut. I think we're all on board that as much fun as Illinois is to watch and as good as they are, and we're all pulling for our friend Brad Underwood. My goodness, he's from 50 miles up the road in McPherson.
That's right.
But I don't think they can beat UConn.
Not the way UConn's looked. I mean, it's almost like they're toying with teams. Like yesterday, they let them back in. They got to within 5 near the end of the half. Then they kind of stretched it to 9, and then all of a sudden it was 15. Then it was 20, and then it was done. They're just they're good.
And then a game that's very difficult to pick. Alabama's a 2.5-point favorite, but Clemson, Alabama. Clemson kind of has that feel of a team that's destined, but I'm not sure Alabama doesn't have that same feel.
You know what I don't like?
You're not going to address my thought?
Well, I was waiting for Duda. I don't know if
Apparently that wasn't a very good thought because
Did you see the Athletic today? They're just burying Arizona. What a failure. Only one team gets to win this thing, okay? They lost to a really good team. They didn't fail. They just didn't win. I mean, there's a difference between failure and just not winning. Getting to the Sweet 16, having a really good year, having a solid future, I wouldn't say that's a failure. I hate all these hit pieces just because a team loses in the NCAA tournament. You only get it's one loss, you're out. And every team but one loses.
They played poorly. They didn't shoot well. They could never
that happens.
And you know what? If you're you can be critical because in the biggest games you got to play well.
But it's all it is one game.
If you aspire to be great and you play poorly, not even just subpar, if you play poorly,
but sometimes the shots just don't go in.
I don't care about that.
You just said they shot poorly. Sometimes that happens.
You better make sure you don't shoot poor.
More often than not, Arizona proved that it does make shots and it does win.
Arizona was 5 of 28 from the 3-point line.
Not good.
You can go ahead and criticize that.
I don't see what the point is. Were they not trying to make them? I mean, it's like if they were not exhibiting effort, sure. Missing shots, that's the stupidest thing ever to criticize.
You got to make shots.
I agree to win, but sometimes you don't. You just don't. Am I wrong?
They're starters. No. They're starters. Okay? That includes Caleb Love, who's a pretty good player who was 0 for 9 from the 3-point line.
Right.
Sorry. If in the world of NIL and transfer portal and, we need this.
But I don't know that I look at that.
You know what? These are professional athletes now.
But I don't know if I look at that.
You're open to the criticism.
Not for dumb stuff.
Just like your fellow professionals. If your Cleveland Guardians somehow, almost unimaginably, got to another World Series.
Unimaginably,
and
please.
Lost it.
Your team stinks.
And Jose Ramirez went 1 for 25 in that World Series. You'd criticize him.
I don't know that I would.
You would. And the answer,
I think you have to be a little more locked in baseball than just missing a shot. I mean, that could happen to anybody. That's such
0 for 9.
That is such a. I mean, you could hit the front of the rim. You could go in and out. That's a lot. That's a lot more left to chance to me than going 1 for 25 in baseball. You almost have to try to go 1 for 25 in baseball if you're a big league hitter.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's frustrating because you can't be convinced otherwise in some of your debates.
Well, I just don't. They
even
lost.
with the hardest evidence.
They lost. I mean, not
Caleb Love, 0 for 9. Pell Larson, who's been a good player for them, 1 of 6. Their starters were a combined 2 of 23 from the 3-point line in this game.
Not very good.
That can be criticized.
That can be. But I understand what Jeff's saying, too. He's saying something about the whole season.
The gloves are off.
You can't say the whole season is a failure.
Worlds. You can't have, I'm going to this school because they're giving me the best NIL, and then expect not to be criticized when you perform poorly on the biggest
stage. It's just
stage.
missing shots. Again, the effort. I mean,
how do you perform in basketball? You make shots.
Or you defend, you rebound. The only thing that's really determines a game is if you make shots or not. Sometimes you do.
Well, you better make 'em.
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you go cold. I don't know why that's a failure of a season because
No,
you
it's
lost
not a
one
failure
game.
of a season.
That's what this article told me.
I didn't see it. It's
Well,
a
I'm telling you.
failure of a game, which
Fine.
turns into falling short.
But
of
everybody
your
falls short except
hopes and
one
dreams.
team. And to just rail on a team because they had a bad night, dumb. That's so easy to write. Why don't you tell me something different? Oh, well, they failed because they lost in the
Why
Sweet
do you start
16.
everything that you mimic with, oh, you
Because it's clear
And
that
then you
that's
go into
not me
that-
saying it.
you go into that strange voice?
It's not really that strange.
I don't like it.
Well, you don't have to like it. But you should learn to love it.
You know, Arizona's up for criticism. Iowa State's up for criticism. It's the way it works.
Why?
They didn't win.
They were in that game at the end.
Didn't play well.
You don't always play well. To circle in on
True. You don't
Well,
always
of course
play
you don't. But when you don't play well, you can be criticized.
But to
for
zero
it.
in on one
Did-
game and then
did
say
anybody
this.
criticize you in your Thunder career when you played poorly?
Oh yes, absolutely.
I mean, if you can't withstand that, you shouldn't be an athlete.
Well, if perfection is expected, then you shouldn't be a columnist or a writer. That's just such lazy.
What does that mean?
The article I'm telling you about. If you go off of one game to define
wrote it?
to define a season, then you're bad at your job. How about that?
Well, I haven't read it. You're just you don't
It was a failure. No, they just lost. Sometimes that happens.
Isn't losing a failing?
No.
Maybe it's okay. Listen, and that's what the caveat that it's okay to fail. But if losing isn't failing, what is it?
Losing. That's all it is. How come our whole lives, if only not trying is failing? They tried. They went out there. They shot the ball. But it didn't go in.
But losing is a part of failing. Failing
I don't
is
agree
a
with
part
that.
of losing. Okay, I come home today. I failed to win that game.
So every team but
You see
one
what I'm-
had a failure of a season.
No, they failed to win.
Oh, but you're defining it differently. They just didn't win. They didn't fail.
They failed.
No, they didn't.
You failed. And you can interpret that any way you want, by the way.
Right. But you're wrong.
How do you interpret it when I tell you face to face, man to man, you failed?
I know that I haven't failed. I'm fine.
You're driving Duda nuts.
Telling me I don't
today.
have opinions.
You know, I think there's a part of Duda that's intrigued by moving out into the rural part of America
He's more than welcome.
with you, but then you say things that I think probably leads him to think, and I hate speaking for him, he's right here, but he's tired. He's been mowing. But I think when you say these ridiculous
It's
things,
not ridiculous.
I think he's like, I don't know, but is this what happens when you go to the rural part
Well,
of
but
America?
the thing is, I don't think it's really ridiculous what he's saying. It's not. And I get it, failing and losing and that sort of thing. But yeah, for somebody to go off on a team that made it to the Sweet 16, is that a failed season? You lost, but I don't see it possibly as a failed season.
Okay, did the Dodgers fail last year?
I don't know. No, they didn't.
They won 100-plus games, and they got into the NLCS.
And now you have to win
And-
31 rounds,
And
and
they
it's
lost
completely
to,
random.
They lost to Arizona, a team that won 84 games. That's not failing?
No. That's a
Dude,
system.
how do you see that?
That's a system failure.
I don't think that's failing. They just lost. So
To a team that they won in their division by 20 games.
yeah.
And that's not failing?
It's sports.
I
You win and
understand
you
it's sports,
lose.
but there's failure in sports.
You fail all
You-
the time in sports.
Right. So is that
And
not...
you lose games all the time in sports.
But that's not
But
failure?
I don't see I don't
when it
see
happens
them as
every
the same
day, then
thing.
no. Half the teams that play every day lose.
I don't get it. I think you
Well,
both...
because one team wins, one team loses, so half win, half lose.
I think you're both off your rockers. How do you like that?
Oh,
Because to me, the
No.
Dodgers failed.
Well, we can talk about just put the best teams in the playoffs, and then nobody will fail. But
Did the Braves
if you
fail?
if you put 6 teams in the playoffs, 40% of your league, sometimes
Now,
the best
to
teams
me,
aren't going to get to the
me,
World
the
Series.
Braves didn't fail because the Phillies were their match. Arizona shouldn't have been the Dodgers' match.
Well, they beat Philadelphia too. It's not just. I mean, they got to the World Series.
Right.
They were playing
They
pretty
beat-
well at the end.
They beat a good team. The Dodgers didn't.
The 162 games clearly doesn't matter to baseball anymore.
Is your team as bad as I think it's going to be?
Well,
To change the subject.
How bad do you think it's going to be?
Well, they're 1-0, and they scored 8 runs. and
Move
didn't
to
give up any.
move to the rural, move out to the farmland.
I
You
wish-
two want to, form a partnership.
All we're doing is speaking facts.
Maybe you could
Yeah.
move out there and form some kind of an LLC.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Loser
Called-
leaves Canada.
And you know what? Call it Failure Inc.
We will.
Yeah.
Sometimes
And
you
our
win, sometimes
punchline
you
is
lose.
what?
And the punchline is,
I lost my mind.
yeah, there you go.
There it is. There it is. So the question that spurred this whole thing, my answer is Alabama.
Is that what we were
That
talking
was
about?
15 minutes ago. Yeah, that's why I was keeping track there to see if we were going to get back to it.
You like Alabama?
I
in
got
that game?
Alabama to be.
That's fair.
The loser of that game will not be a failure.
Why?
What do you mean? Why? We're just talking about losing.
Well, I'm talking about in his definition.
Because both of those teams have met and even exceeded expectations.
Don't expectations change once
Arizona
you get?
didn't.
Don't expectations change when you get to this?
Arizona, nope. Arizona fell short.
Then you
of
can't
its
say one game
expectations.
is a failure.
Arizona fell short of its expectations.
No, it didn't.
Was Wichita State a failure when it lost to Kentucky in the NCAA tournament, even as a one
You
seed?
tell me.
In my opinion, no.
Okay, well,
You have to look at each individual.
What if they had lost by 18?
You have to. Then maybe
That's hard.
you have to look at each individual circumstance. In my opinion.
Well, then if there's no clear definition, then you shouldn't be upset with us having different opinions.
So anyway, who's holding Max? Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hi. In my opinion, every team wants to win. So when they don't win and they lose, it's a failure to win. But it doesn't mean that their season was a failure. They just failed to win the last game. And that's just my opinion.
Which all teams but one do.
Well, you've aligned yourself with Jeff, Mark, and
Oh,
to
I
that
haven't?
I'll say congratulations,
I was
Mark.
trying to line with you.
Well, you sort of aligned with Jeff, but there's not many who do. So congratulations. But I see what you're saying. I've never been able to understand what Jeff's saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not that difficult.
No, it's not. And I'm on
So my
Jeff's
head
side
is
on
spinning
this
over
one.
here too. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mark. Apparently, Mark, Jeff, and Jason now are on the same page.
I'm glad that the guy with the massive brain injuries has sided with me. That makes me feel good.
Who, Mark or Jason?
Huh? What? Are we
All
on?
right.
Are we on? Are we live?
Yes.
No, I think it's each individual case. I don't think you can blanket statement.
Okay, well, I'm going to
No,
say then.
and I agree
failure
with
is.
that, and that's why you're bringing this article up about Arizona, because this guy said it was a failure of a season, right?
Right. He explicitly said it was a failure. That was in the article.
Who wrote it?
I don't know. I didn't
Well,
look.
look it up. I mean, if you want to take shots at the guy,
I wasn't taking shots at the guy. I was taking shots at the content.
Well, that he wrote the content.
It was bad.
When we come back, we'll have Jeff, and I'm going to make an attempt to get whomever wrote this story.
What about our game?
Probably a very good chance I'll know this person. We'll be back.
Hold on.
Duda has
Brian Hamilton.
I love one of my good friends. We'll be back. Duda has a game next. This is the Bob and Jeff Show.
Why?
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this
Why?
a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
Call from mom. Answer it. Call silenced.
Instacart knows nothing gets between you and the game. That's why they make ordering from your couch easy. Stock up today and get all your groceries for the week delivered in as fast as 30 minutes without missing a minute of the game.
You have 47 new voicemails.
Download the app to get free delivery on your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
This is Tony Kornheiser's show. I'm Tony. So what exactly is the show about? It's a sports show nominally. Football's over, but we're finally at a point where things matter in college basketball, and baseball season is on deck. Greatest 3 words in the English language, pitchers and catchers. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Cat Stevens got a better version of it.
No chance.
In my opinion.
Not even.
In
not
my opinion.
even close.
Max, it is. You know what, Max? I've heard them both. Matt Stevens.
Sam Cooks is so. I mean, just other worlds better.
It's time to play the game.
Well,
you know what? You're a failure.
Great. You're a failure.
When it comes to music, go ahead. What's the game?
You're both failures. Just
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
My dog's not a failure.
I didn't say your dog.
Well, don't be.
I said you two.
Be watching. Watch out.
Figure it out. All right. Well, might as well do something.
Would you have hung out with us when you were younger? If we.
Well, drinking, yeah, I'd been able to put up with it a little easier.
What about just going down to the ball game and hanging out?
Oh, maybe
drinking.
Yeah, at the ball game.
All right. What's the game?
Baseball. Hall of Famers, players and managers broken down by team. So I am going to give you guys a team. You will have to tell me back and forth.
And whoever gets
hit
the
a
most.
Player. No, once someone stops, the other person can continue, and you can continue getting an extra points.
Why don't we just get points for everyone we can name, and then
That's what we're getting.
But say you get it, and
Okay.
then Jeff gets it wrong, you can continue with that
continue to
team
go. Okay, let's go.
until you
Is
stop.
it the hat they're wearing, or they just have to have
That is
played?
the thing. It's the hat they're wearing.
All
So
right.
if it's a player that has a no logo, then if you guess him and he goes in as a no logo, you do not get that, and you are wrong.
So you don't get to continue guessing.
Like a
right?
Roy Halladay, right? You'd think the Blue Jays.
Well, you've already given us one.
No, I'm just saying for
So
Toronto.
we're not going to guess him.
If you say Roy Halladay, he went in with
No logo.
With
Okay.
no logo, he is not a Blue Jay.
All right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Should have gone in as a Blue Jay.
Well, he should have, but there's reasons why these guys
Yeah,
didn't.
we
And it was
understand.
interesting, some of the reasons that when I was looking these up today, because I'd see a name and I'm like, why isn't he there? And then I would figure it out.
All right, who goes first?
Who wants to go first?
I will.
I'll go first.
No, I will.
I got it.
Bob can go first.
Good grief.
The Cubs.
Ooh, go first.
Chicago Cubs.
Hack Wilson.
No, I'm first.
You said go first.
I was kidding.
Well, I went first.
Ernie Banks.
Yes.
Did Hack Wilson?
Hack Wilson is on there, yes.
Ryan Sandberg.
Yes.
Fergie Jenkins.
Ooh, yes.
Billy Williams.
Yes.
Ron Santo.
That hurts.
Yes.
Tim.
You got 6 of the 11. There's 5 left.
Oh, gosh.
5 left.
There's one that, well, there's 2 I think I might have gotten.
Really?
Yeah.
Frank Chance.
Yes.
What?
Where'd that come from? Well done.
Where did that come from?
1946.
I don't get a penalty if I don't get it right.
No, you
right?
just you stop and Jeff can continue.
Well, this is really hard all of a sudden.
Well, yeah, you're getting down to the nitty gritty. You only got like 4 guys left. That's pretty good. You guys have got 7 of them.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if I can get any more.
Okay, well, so
I can't.
Matt, Jeff, can
Joe
you
Tinker.
No.
Yes.
He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yes,
No.
he is.
No, he isn't.
Well, he's probably no logo.
Okay.
Here you go. Ernie Banks, Frank Chance, Kiki Kuehler,
Don't know him.
Gabby Harnett,
Should have had.
Billy Herman,
Should have gotten
Ferguson
those.
Jenkins, Ryan Sandberg, Ron Santo, Lee Smith,
Should have gotten
Billy
Lee.
Williams, and
wouldn't have
Hack
guessed he
Wilson.
Although I didn't know that he went in with the Cubs.
I wouldn't have. I thought of him, but I wouldn't have guessed that he's. So you go first. This team.
All right. What's the score?
It's 4-3 Jeff.
All right. Here we go.
Let's do the Braves, Atlanta Braves. And then I will be giving
Does
you
it
guys
go-
your teams.
Does it go to Milwaukee? Does it include the franchise, the Braves?
Let's see. I think it's just Atlanta Braves. I don't think it's Milwaukee.
So
It might be.
It's probably Milwaukee. It has to be.
Well, I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong on this,
I'm going
I
to
should
let
get
it.
another
We'll
opportunity.
let it
Henry
go.
Aaron.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Chipper Jones.
Ooh, yes.
Eddie Matthews.
Yes.
I don't think I can say him yet. Tom Glavine.
Yes.
Greg Maddux.
No logo for Greg Maddux.
Why? That's ridiculous.
I told you before we started. He went in. That's what I checked. Here, I'll even read you the.
Can I keep going?
You're going to get to keep going.
Well, this
My
is-
wife, Kathy, and I grew up in baseball in Chicago, and then we had just an amazing experience in the Atlanta Braves. It's impossible for me to choose one of those teams for my Hall of Fame plaque, as the fans of both clubs in each of those cities were so wonderful.
Cry me a river.
Well, that's just the way it is. So, Jeff, yes. you
John
may continue.
Smoltz.
Yes.
Rabbit Moranville.
Yep.
Warren Spahn.
Yep.
By the way, he won 194 games with Atlanta.
Oh, I agree. That's why I was looking.
With a 2.63 ERA, and he won 133 in Chicago with a 3.6.
Fred
ERA.
McGriff.
No.
I'm out.
It was Hank Aaron, Bobby
What hat
Cox.
does McGriff have?
He's a no-logo guy, too.
Who else?
Hank Aaron, Bobby Cox, Tom Glavine, Billy Hamilton, Chipper Jones, Rabbit Marinville, Eddie Matthews, Tommy McCarthy, Phil Necro,
Should have gotten
John
Phil
Smoltz,
Necro.
Warren Spahn.
Well, I would have gone on forever had I gotten the Maddox one.
Well, it's 9-5.
And you didn't know he had a no logo.
That's why I didn't guess him.
But you didn't know.
I wouldn't have guessed him early. I would have.
Why?
Because I thought maybe he wore a Cubs hat or something.
Oh, for crying out loud. Next.
St. Louis Cardinals.
No, I get to go.
No, it's my turn to go
It's
first.
his turn to go first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Lou Brock.
Oh, I
Yes.
don't know. He may have wore a Cubs hat. Ozzie Smith.
Yes.
Bob Gibson.
Yes.
Rogers Hornsby.
No.
This is the dumbest game I've ever heard about.
I got to go see if he's a no-hat guy. He's got to be.
Well, I would like to continue playing.
Well, you will, but you got to give me a second. He's not. He's a no hat. He's a no hat.
Well,
guy.
I can't
No
continue
logo.
here.
No logo.
Stan Musial.
No logo.
Well, that's part of the rules. He didn't go in as a Cardinal.
He played 13 years as a Cardinal.
Can I play?
Go ahead.
Stan Musial.
Yep.
Stan Musial.
Eno Slaughter.
Eno Slaughter.
Dizzy Dean.
Oh, that's a no hat.
No, he's there.
Who was I thinking of just a second ago? Gosh dang it.
5 seconds.
Red Shane Deans.
Okay, Red Shane Dienst.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't count. You don't get that one.
Whitey Herzog.
Who was I thinking of? You're gonna say him.
Lou Brock, Dizzy Dean, Bob Gibson, Whitey Herzog, Stan Musial, Scott Rowland,
Okay.
Ed Simmons, Eno Slaughter, Ozzie Smith, Billy Southworth, Bruce Suter.
Oh, well, whoever I was thinking of, he didn't
It's
say.
just ridiculous. I would have ran that.
Well, I know. That's why I went to it.
And it's just ridiculous.
Well, sorry, you lost.
The Dodgers.
Sandy Koufax.
Correct.
Jackie.
You want to say his full name, sir?
Robinson.
Thank you.
Jack Roosevelt Robinson.
Don Drysdale.
Yes.
Duke Snyder.
Yes.
Tommy Lasorda.
Yes.
Man, managers, that's good. That's a good pull. Man, there can't be that many left, are there?
15 total.
15?
Better hurry. I'm going to buzz you, and Bob can make up some ground.
He sure can. Leo DeRocher?
That's wrong.
No,
Yeah,
that's right.
What?
That's right.
He's in as a Dodger?
Yep.
That's just a joke.
Well, that's what he's in as.
Walter Alston.
Yes.
This is tough. I don't know why this is tough. You're going to say some guys, and I'm going to be right there with them. Man, I don't have many Hall of Famers from like
Thank
the
you.
80s. I
Gil
can't talk
Hodges.
through it.
Gil Hodges, yeah.
Roy Campanella.
Good call.
Yeah.
There got to be more pitchers.
Coming back.
I'm having trouble thinking of pitchers, unfortunately.
See, he gets to talk through it.
No, I got the clock going.
That's probably what I can give you. I'm missing 2 or 3 pitchers.
Well, it's okay, 17-12. Walter Alston, Roy Campanella, Don Drysdale, Leo DeRocher, Burley Grimes, Gil Hodges.
Got him.
Wee Willie Keeler, Sandy Koufax, Tommy Lasorda, Pee Wee Reese.
Pee Wee Reese should have gotten.
Jackie, Duke Snyder, Don Sutton.
Don Sutton should have gotten.
Daisy Vance, Zach Wheat.
Should have gotten Don Sutton.
Unfortunate.
Okay, I get to go first on this one.
No, it's my turn to go
Okay,
first.
well, what do we got? 17-12? Do we need a big one
We got
here?
a couple minutes.
Couple minutes?
We got 2 rounds
We got
left.
2 more rounds left.
2
and that's
rounds?
it.
Okay, let's do the Guardians.
Oh, for the love of...
Well, we did St. Louis.
And he got to go first.
So you get to go first.
Thank you. Now you go first.
Lou Boudreau.
Yes.
They have so few in.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Bob Feller.
Yes.
Larry Doby.
Yes.
Oh, boy. I might be... That's pathetic that I can't think of anybody else. Who was that other pitch? God. This just aggravates me.
I probably shouldn't give a hint.
Well, go ahead and give a hint.
There's lots of 60s and 70s guys here, eh? I didn't realize that.
Seems like it.
From Cleveland that are in.
Jim Thome.
Well, he's not. Yeah, he's in there.
Bob Lemon.
Yep.
It gets really tough for me right now. Do you have a bunch more?
I don't know that I have a bunch.
I think I'm done.
Okay. Jeff.
Addie Joss.
Yep.
Not him, but the other guy.
Buzz him.
Oh God, what's
3.
We only got one more.
2. Tris Speaker is in.
Man, I'm thinking of the other guy though. I can't think of his name.
5.
Nap Lajoie.
Yep.
Should have gotten both of those.
Should ya?
Yep.
5.
Well,
4,
you said 60s and 70s.
3.
It messed me up.
Trying to help.
Well, those
3.
guys aren't from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I don't know the 60s
1.
and 70s. They were bad then.
Earl Averill,
I didn't
Lou
know he was in the Hall
Boudreau,
of Fame.
Stan Kowalski, Larry Doby, Bob Feller, Addie Joss, Nap LaJoy, Bob Lemon, Al Lopez, Joe Sewell.
Those people
Chris
are all
Reaper,
from
Earl
before
Wynn.
I was born, for crying out loud.
All right.
All right,
last
one more team.
Well, let's go. You need to make up some ground here big time, so let's
Go
go
Yankees.
to the Yankees.
We got to go quick.
Okay.
Go.
Okay.
Okay. Mantle.
Well, I'm sure he's on here. I just got to find it. Oh, my goodness. Yep, there he is.
Are you kidding?
Joe D. Joe DiMaggio.
Yes.
Yep.
Ruth.
Yogi Berra.
Whitey Ford.
Whitey Ford's in. Just wait. Yogi Berra?
Yeah.
You know what? He might not have.
He's not.
He had a little disagreement with the Yankees.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. It's in his documentary.
Who'd you say?
Yogi Berra. I think
he's
he's
not
in
in here. He's not on here for.
Well, there you go.
No, he's not.
Mariano Rivera.
Okay, well, just a second. If you rattle off a bunch, you got a chance to catch him. Okay.
I don't know if I can rattle off a bunch.
Well, you need 6 more to tie.
Oh, gosh.
Man, he doesn't have any logo.
No, he's a no logo guy.
Yogi Berra?
Yep.
I don't know that I can get a lot
Burley
more.
Grimes.
No, you don't get to name people. You're out.
Chief Bender.
Don't try to Tony Lazzari.
Tony Lazzari? Yes.
Lou Gehrig.
Yes.
Lefty Gomez.
Stop. Make him stop.
Well, he doesn't get any points. So
Lefty Gomez.
There you go. You get it. Now you're only 4 behind him.
Joe Torre.
Yeah, that's another one. 3 back.
Lefty Grove.
No, he's an A.
That's true. He is.
Yeah, that's it.
Somebody named Grove. Somebody named Lefty. Who are the rest?
Lefty Gomez.
Lefty Gomez.
There you go.
Earl Coombs, Bill Dickey, Joe DiMaggio, Whitey Ford, Lou Gehrig, Lefty Gomes, Joe Gordon, Goose Gossage.
Nobody said
Wade Hoyt,
Gehrig.
Miller Huggins, Reggie Jackson.
Stupid of me.
Maybe you guys should have got
stupid. Although he played for so many different teams.
True. Derek Jeter.
It's a tough one. Mariano Rivera.
Tony Lazzari, Mickey Mantle, Joe McCarthy, Mariano Rivera, Phil Rizzuto, Red Ruffing, Babe Ruth, Casey Stengel, Joe Torre.
Should have got him. All right, I win. I believe there's a concert coming up to honor him, right?
Yes.
And is Henley involved in that?
The Eagles are.
The Eagles are.
Yes, they are scheduled to perform.
And that's in Las Vegas.
Maybe.
I believe, or in L.A. Might be in L.A. But then the Eagles are rumored to be doing a residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas coming up later in the year, where they'll be there every weekend.
All but confirmed. And for that, if they don't get a little creative, I don't know what to say.
Wonder what those tickets will go for.
It's at the Hollywood Bowl.
When we were out there, we stopped by. We were at Caesars. We went walking through Caesars, and we were like, couldn't see anything that they were showing there, like shows or anything. So walked up, and Adele's there. I didn't realize Adele was at Caesars. So I was just kind of curious. I'm like, well, it'd be kind of cool to see, but I'll go ask. Of course, sold out. But he goes, there will be tickets going on sale tomorrow at noon, but you better be here early. There's going to be a lineup. And I said, well, what about where are they going to be? He said, they're sporadic. I'd have no idea how many they're going to be. It's not going to be a lot. And I said, well, what are the prices worth on those? He goes, anywhere from, I said, what's the lowest price? He said, probably $750 to $800.
Wow.
And he said that would be upper deck.
I thought I had lost my mind when I paid $500 per ticket for the Eagles Millennial Concert back in 1999. I thought, my gosh, what am I doing? I've never heard of anything like this. I'm spending $500 per ticket. Now that'd be almost a bargain.
For some of these shows, yeah.
That was worth it. I would imagine.
For the events of the day leading up to it.
Yeah, those were fun too.
Have I told you about that?
It wasn't just Eagles. It was also Linda Ronstadt and Jackson Brown. Has Linda Ronstadt even done a concert since then?
No, I don't think so. But I'll tell you about that whole day leading up.
You've heard about Spread Eagle before. Everybody's heard about it. It's stupid. It's made up. It's contrived. It's exaggerated. But go ahead.
Well, so you're saying you don't want to hear it again?
I'm
tired of hearing it.
Give me a snippet.
Jeff was a junior in high school, and he was on the verge of a breakup with a girl. And so he's just beside himself. And we're getting ready to watch the Eagles. I'm watching news because it's a millennial. You know, it's a big deal. We're going to cross over into a new century. so I'm
millennium.
I'm trying to pay attention to that. And meanwhile, I've got a wailing son who jumps on the bed, spread eagle.
False.
As emotional as you could possibly be.
Maybe false, but not.
I'm trying to get ready for the concert of my life. I'm getting ready for the year 2000. I'm just trying to. Man, this is so.
He's a big loser.
What's the matter, Jeff? Oh, the girl broke up with me.
He didn't break up with me. False. Next.
And so we just moved on. And by the time the concert started, he seemed to be fine again. But boy, it was touch and go there for a while.
But you made it to the concert, right?
Yeah, I was in a good mood when the concert happened. I cried during Linda Ronstadt, but that's.
Did the song remind you of the girl that broke your heart?
No, it didn't.
Then why'd you cry?
Because she's my mother's favorite artist, and I was just emotional at that time.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
That makes sense.
You sure it wasn't the girl that broke your heart?
Yeah.
Why'd she break your heart?
I don't know.
She waited till you were out of town and then dropped the hammer.
No, that was the next time I was out of town and dropped the hammer. The summer. That's when she ended it.
Well, she all but ended it.
No, I mean, we were together for another 6 months.
You don't spread eagle if you got a chance to revive a relationship.
Well, she messed up.
My experience.
She messed up bad, and she admitted it. and I was able to take her back.
I will only tell that story 10 or 12 more times in the future of this show. Thanks to everybody for tuning in today. It's been a good week. We appreciate you. Thanks to Max back in the studio, who against every fiber of his being played Beyonce.
But he did.
Duda, we'll see you next week. Jeff, same. Thanks again. Later.
How powerful is Cox Internet? Powerful enough to let your band members in Vegas, Phoenix, and Rhode Island jam like you're all in the same garage. Get Cox Internet powered by fiber with America's fastest download speeds. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, always building better. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial connection. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
We all agree that reducing carbon emissions is a good thing. And once again, Toyota is leading the way. We hear a lot about fully electric vehicles, and Toyota has them, with more coming in. But we also know a BEV is not for everyone, whether it's because of cost, range, or concern about finding a charging station when you need it. Plus, the raw materials used to manufacture batteries are limited. Enter Beyond Zero, Toyota's vision for a carbon-neutral future. In vehicles and in manufacturing plants, too, in the years ahead. The materials used to make just one long-range battery for an EV could be used to make batteries for 6 plug-in hybrids or 90 gas-electric hybrids. That's why Toyota's position today is electrified, diversified, empowering you to choose how to reduce your own carbon footprint with the vehicle that's right for you, a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or battery EV. So shop, learn more, and get details at toyota.com/beyond zero. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, Rob Bradford here. I have set out on a mission with my good friends at FanDuel to prove what I have known for some time. Baseball isn't boring. So join the revolution. Subscribe and soak in Baseball Isn't Boring. Listen on your Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll be glad you did.